My name is Jeff Bean. I'm the Director of Safety and Security here in the Troy School District. I want to welcome you to this month's edition of the Be Troy Safe video series. For January, we wanted to introduce parents in our community to the deans we now have at our campus schools. Let's let the deans introduce themselves. We'll just go around individually, please.
My name is Julieta Jordan, and I am the 8th grade dean at Troy Middle School.
My name is Tony Nisley. I am the 7th grade dean at Troy Middle School.
Brian Onsager, 6th grade dean at WBO.
I'm Thomas Brandt. I am the 5th grade dean at WBO.
Okay, thank you. I have a question for each one of you, and I think we can start with Thomas Brandt since you have the microphone. Why don't you go through a typical day in the life of a dean at WBO?
Sure. So everything the dean does focuses on supporting students. So right from the get-go, we make sure the students get off their buses or get from their cars and inside the school safely. From there, we make sure that students are fed and make sure they get to their classes on time. If there's issues that students have had from the night before, we meet with them, we speak to them. As the day progresses, we make sure that students are following kind of directions and the rules within the school. We're visible in every hallway. We stop by classrooms. We talk to the. We especially focus on the cafeteria at WBO, where we have a little more unstructured time. So as a result, right, the students get to see us a whole heck of a lot, right? They get to see us, they get to wave to us, talk to us. We sit down and speak and sit with them while they eat. It's really a great opportunity for us to get to know the students, and so that way we can be proactive in helping them with their any issue they might have. By the end of the day, right, we start kind of wrapping things up, making sure that if there was something that came up during the day, we've spoken to every student that we needed to, and then just like everything else, we get them back on the bus and they're ready for home.
Okay, thank you very much. Brian, this is your first year with our district, coming over from Joliet 86. What experience do you bring from your previous district that will help you here at Troy?
I think a lot of it is the diversity that I've dealt with. Coming from Joliet, I was a dean for 7th and 8th grade for 2 years, and the last 2 years I was assistant principal at Farragut Elementary, and most of my career I've also taught 4th and 5th grade. So I just think the diversity of kids and knowing how they interact with each other can help me solve a lot of the problems because I can reach them on their level and basically listen to them. Because a lot of kids at this age, 5th and 6th grade, they want to be heard. A lot of times up to this point, a lot of teachers directed them and said, that's what you do, that's your rules, but now we give them an opportunity to express their opinions. Also, I think a lot of it has to help with knowing what I'm doing. I've had a lot of experiences dealing with a lot of problems or issues that have come up, so now bringing it here, I know how to help and assist the kids and deal with the parents and communicate with them the expectations that we have at Troy and what we expect in our school. And I also think the last thing is communicating with the parents. Calling them all the time, making sure they're aware what the situation is, what the consequences are, and how moving forward we're going to stop these issues from coming above. So more consequences will be so severe that it becomes a problem day after day. So being proactive and trying to help the students deal with these problems and the parents as well. So that way we're all on the same page.
Thank you. I think we can all agree that communication with the parents for the role of the dean is essential and a key part of the job. So great to hear that from you. Thanks. Moving on to Troy Middle School, Mrs. Nisley, you've worked here in Troy for almost 8 years now. What made you want to become a dean?
Well, I started off at Troy as an 8th grade ELA teacher and then moved into an instructional coach and decided I missed my interaction with kids on a little bit more personal level. So stepping up into a dean, and I had an amazing co-partner. So working with Ms. Jordan, I've learned a ton. Being able to interact with students in a positive way, helping to bring some positivity to our students that might not have that opportunity all the time. Speaking to them in the morning, walking into classes, getting an opportunity to see them in their element, being able to be that smiling face every morning when they come out of the car. Those types of interactions I missed being in the instructional coach role, so it gave me a chance to be one-on-one with kids again, and that's what I wanted to do.
Excellent. Welcome aboard. Mrs. Jordan, we'll let you wrap up. What do you see as the biggest benefits to the implementation of the Dean program this year?
So between our 2 buildings, we have some very large student populations. We hovered around 900-ish or so students. There are other junior highs in our area that have 3 grade levels, and we have more kids in them. So having deans provides us with someone who is able to specifically focus on things like discipline, helping to support in student services. We get the benefit of being able to focus on that without the distraction sometimes of having to do staff evaluations or go to department meetings. Our role is really working a lot with the kids and a little bit less with the adults. So we get to form those relationships with the students. We have the time to meet with those students, and we are able to be instrumental in their growth, both emotionally and behaviorally, as time goes on. So I'm really glad that we were able to implement this program.
All right, thank you all very much. I appreciate you taking the time out for us today. Well, as you can see, we're excited here about the Campus Dean program here in the school district. Two of the key takeaways I took from our conversation today is, number one, these deans are making connections with our students each and every day. They're building those relationships and they're right there for the kids every step of the way. And number two, I hope as parents you now know you have a primary contact you can reach out to anytime to discuss your students' concerns or any questions you might have. Feel free to reach out to the deans. Feel free to reach out to me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next month. Thank you.